Good afternoon. Katie Worthington-Decker here, President and CEO of the Greater Winter Haven Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to our 2020 Celebrate Winter Haven virtual annual meeting. Thank you for purchasing your ticket for today's event, which will support your chamber to continue to advance commerce and community in Winter Haven. Before I pass the mic over to your MC for today's event, I want to take a moment of personal privilege to say thank you. First and foremost, thank you to you, our members. As you all know, your chamber is a nonprofit focused on serving, representing, and enhancing business growth and community prosperity. It is only because of your investment in our organization that we are able to do these things. It is only because of your investment that we have been able to assist so many Winter Haven businesses with the help they need to get through this difficult time. Secondly, I want to thank the Chamber's Board of Directors and volunteers for their continued support over this last fiscal year. They were quick to step up when needed and flexible to pivot when the 2019-2020 game plan had to change. And finally, I want to personally and sincerely thank my coworkers at the Chamber. Like many of you, we have had to make some tough decisions this past year, and our team is a little smaller than it was pre-pandemic, but no more less mighty. So thank you to Amanda Jo Nicholson, your VP of Member Services, and Jennifer Romberger, your VP of Finance and Events, for their Herculean efforts to get us through this year. It is now my pleasure to welcome to the mic your 2019-2020 Chamber Board of Directors Chair, Artie Renee Pobjecky.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Celebrate Winter Haven annual meeting event. Today's event culminates our 30 Days of Yay campaign, an online positivity movement that has been celebrating so much of the good that has happened in Winter Haven and with our members over the last fiscal year. So today is our final Yay, and we have come together to celebrate. We have survived a crazy year, and now is the time to rejoice in our perseverance and success. During today's virtual event, we will salute the people, businesses, and memorable moments of the 2019-2020 Chamber fiscal year. We will also unveil a new community branding video, so you'll want to stay tuned in. Please let me take a moment to recognize our partners who, without their sponsorship, this celebration would not be possible. Once again, Citizens Bank and Trust has stepped up to be the title sponsor of today's event. Our presenting sponsors of this event include Boswell Dunlap PA, Legoland Florida Resort, 610 LLC, Tampa Electric, and Winter Haven Hospital. Our gold sponsors for today's event include CertaPay, GiveWell Community Foundation, the Mahalik Auto Group, Polk State College, Wauchula State Bank, Whitehead Construction. And thank you to the additional sponsors who made the last 30 Days of Yay campaign a success. As you know, it takes numerous volunteers to help the Chamber be successful. I want to take a moment to recognize those volunteers who serve as a sort of an extension of the Chamber staff. First, I want to recognize the members of the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. These 21 people serve as a strategic arm of the Chamber. They're always thinking to the future, ensuring that the Chamber is fiscally sound and focused on providing you, our members, a return on your investment. Thank you to each of you for your commitment over this last fiscal year. Today, I also want to recognize the Chamber's ambassadors, a group of volunteers who spend countless hours recruiting new members, touching base with existing members, attending ribbon cuttings, mentoring new members at networking events, volunteering at our fundraisers, and so much more. Thank you to this hardworking team. The Presidential Ambassador Program was created to recognize exceptional dedication and commitment to the role of ambassador. The volunteers that we are recognizing today have met challenging benchmarks in the last 12 months and several of these outstanding individuals have achieved this for several years running. So it is my honor to award the following Presidential Ambassadors. Earning Presidential Ambassador for a second year are Alex Santiago with Simcoe Construction and Lynn Polston with Polston Insurance Agency. Earning Presidential Ambassador for a third year are Amy Thompson with Wauchula State Bank and Kim Edwards with DR Media, Winter Haven Sun. Earning Presidential Ambassador for a fourth year is Dawn Van Meter with Keller Williams Realty. Earning Presidential Ambassador for a fifth year are Brian Reeves with Watson Realty, Krista Morgan, owner of the catering company, and Nan Webster with Integrity First Title. Thank you for all your service to the Chamber. Our members are the lifeblood and the backbone of our community's success. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge all of the businesses recognized this year with Business of the Month Award. They include Advent Health, Heart of Florida, April Spalding Photography, ASAP Prints, Bernie Little Distributors, George W. Butts, DDS, Grove Roots Brewing Company, Giles Law, KB Staffing, Lassiter Flowers, Polston Insurance Agency, Venue 650, Winter Haven Oral Surgery, Winter Haven Sun, DR Media. Out of these nominees, the small and large businesses of the year were selected. This year's Small Business of the Year goes to a company focused on informing the community, but from our viewpoint, they are also inspiring the community on a weekly basis. The Winter Haven Sun weekly newspaper was launched in August 2016. The owners recognized that with Winter Haven's growth, business culture, and unique community spirit, we needed our own newspaper. Their goal was local, 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 with a pivot from the cliched, if it bleeds, it leads mentality, to a focus on sharing more of the positive stories and innovative people that are helping to form the Winter Haven we know today. That legacy continues under the ownership of parent company DR Media. Over the course of the last 4 years, the Winter Haven Sun has done so much to change the narrative in this community, from one of self-deprecation to one filled with community pride. While the list of their contributions to Winter Haven is long, there are a few I want to highlight. As you may or may not know, your Winter Haven Chamber is heavily involved in advocacy for our educational opportunities, including the public school system. A few years ago, we realized, in collaboration with our community's K-12 principals, that we all needed to do a better job telling the positive stories of our school system. We approached the Winter Haven Sun, and they did not hesitate. The Sun set aside valuable column inches on a routine basis to allow our principals and administrators, students and teachers, to share the plethora of good news, incredible successes, and astonishing accomplishments of our local educational system. Another example of the Winter Haven Sun's dedication to the community came from their swift response to the pandemic's impact on our business community. As soon as it was apparent that businesses would have to change their operations, the Winter Haven Sun created a free advertising program to enable our local businesses to communicate those changes to their customers. They donated $28,500 worth of advertising to small businesses in East Polk County. The majority of the beneficiaries were small and locally owned restaurants and retail businesses, industries who have felt a tremendous impact from this global crisis. It is for these reasons and many more that we are proud to present Kim Edwards, publisher of the Winter Haven Sun, and Stephen Rzewski, editor, with this year's Small Business of the Year Award. Congratulations.
Good afternoon, everyone. Speaking on behalf of our entire team at the Winter Haven Sun, it's an honor and a privilege to accept the award of Small Business of the Year, especially considering all of this year's nominees and the incredible contributions they've each made to the community. Thank you so much to the Greater Winter Haven Chamber of Commerce and its board for this very special award.
Obviously, this has been a year we will certainly never forget. Through it all, it's been our honor to share stories of the resiliency of the Winter Haven community and the positive things that are happening in light of all that's going on. Our mission is to focus on positive, local news and to share it with the residents of Winter Haven. And we are always honored to do what we can to help our partners in the business community thrive.
Thank you so much. We are eternally grateful.
Prior to 2020, the term essential workers probably wasn't something the general public thought about on a regular basis. But this year, that term developed new meaning to all of us. And perhaps there is no more essential worker during this time than that of our healthcare heroes. I want to thank all of our members who work in the healthcare field who perhaps have experienced one of the most stressful years in your career. But you willingly put yourself at risk every day to address the health of this community. Our large business of the year is a newcomer to Polk County, but has quickly immersed into Winter Haven. Advent Health officially debuted in Polk County on September 1st, 2019, with the acquisition of Heart of Florida Regional Medical Center, Lake Wales Medical Center, Urgent Care Cypress, and several physician groups. As a company, Advent Health was formally founded in 1973, but traces its roots back to 1866 with the team of Seventh-day Adventist medical pioneers in Battle Creek, Michigan. Today, their mission remains the same as it was over 150 years ago. They believe health should be measured in terms of the whole person, body, mind, and spirit. They operate nearly 50 hospital campuses and hundreds of care sites across 9 states. In 2019, the Central Florida Division of Advent Health contributed $1.2 billion in total community investment, including $292 million in financial assistance to the uninsured and underinsured patients unable to pay their medical bills, $16 million in cash and in-kind contributions to local nonprofits, $27 million to clinics and programs to support the communities most vulnerable, and $624 million in capital investments to expand access and improve quality of care. Here in East Polk County, Advent Health has provided a tremendous amount of time, talent, and treasure into the community. Examples of their commitment include recruiting needed specialty and primary care physicians to the area to expand access to quality care, encouraging their team to be active volunteers for area nonprofits, and supporting our city's investment by becoming the naming rights sponsor of the brand new Advent Health Fieldhouse and Conference Center at Chain of Lakes Park. This is just the beginning of Advent Health's investment. Their goal is to be responsive to the needs of our specific community, and we will see that promise fulfilled for many years to come. Please join me in welcoming Brian Adams, Market CEO for Advent Health Central Florida, to accept 2020 Large Business of the Year.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here and accept this award. On behalf of our team all across Polk County and Central Florida, it's an honor for Advent Health to care for the Polk community. This has been a great year as we've invested in our technology and our people so that the community can experience the Advent Health care difference. Being part of the Winter Haven community is a wonderful gift for us, and our goal is to provide care to all of the patients across Polk County. We've invested more than $15 million this year in our 2 facilities, in our technology to care for patients, in our facilities, and also in new physician specialties to care for those patients who trust Advent Health. Our goal is to provide whole person care that is different from the moment you walk into any of our facilities. We've also invested in making sure those facilities are safe during this unique time in 2020. I want to take a minute and thank all the first responders across Polk County, not just our Advent Health team, for the work they've done to care for this community. I look forward to the future of Advent Health caring for Polk County. It's a pleasure to represent those team members today and accept this award.
Before I pass the gavel in my last act as your board chair, I want to thank you for the privilege and honor to serve you and your businesses during this difficult year. It is hard to believe that more than 12 months have passed since we gathered together in person for last year's event. We celebrated the accomplishments of our beloved city of Winter Haven, the sacrifices and milestones of our community businesses and residents. At the conclusion, we provided an outline to continue the forward momentum and progress of our city. We cited such goals as affordable housing, improving our educational system, and luring talented employees to our city. And we were off to a great start with weekly ribbon cuttings for our new businesses, continued collaboration with our schools through our first community liaison director, and breaking ground for a new affordable housing apartment complex. But then COVID-19 happened, and many of us had to pivot our businesses. Our aspirations were sidelined while we struggled to keep our doors open and maintain our employees. Your chamber felt your pain and reached out with telephone calls to all of our members. The phenomenal chamber team of Katie Worthington Decker, Jennifer Romberger, and Amanda Jo Nicholson were there to help answer your PPP funding questions and help complete your Polk Cares applications. When Tallahassee's restrictive orders threatened our businesses, the chamber team was at the forefront of lobbying for reopening under safe conditions. We passed out masks to keep you, our most valuable asset, safe during the pandemic. Your chamber hosted weekly coffee and conversations with city leaders and continued networking showcases in a virtual format. These are just a few examples of the hard work from your Winter Haven chamber. C.S. Lewis stated that you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. Under your chamber leadership and with Robert Lofton as your new chair, Winter Haven has a bright future. We can't change the effects of the coronavirus, but we can continue to work together and collaborate for growth. Like the mighty phoenix, we will rise from the COVID crisis and become stronger. Now, as a tribute to our strengths, I am proud to unveil our new community branding video.
Through the window, past the dirt road, watching clouds flow through the sky, where the time stands still, where my world was built, in the walls I left behind. Of all the places I've been, it never changes like them. Like an old friend that can come and go. This will always be my home. I still dream of days that never fade, like pictures that hang in my mind. All the things I've seen from the west to east, there will always be peace inside from home. Of all the places I've been, it never changes like them. like an old friend that can come and go. This will always be my home. All the places I've been, it never changes like them, like an old friend that can come and go. This will always be my home.
It is now time for the traditional, although this year non-traditional, passing of the gavel. Before we roll the footage on the virtual passing of the gavel, I want to take a moment to pay tribute to a past chamber board chair we lost this year. Ron Morrow was our chamber board chairman during the 1981 through the 1982 fiscal year and was recognized for his impact on the Winter Haven community with Winter Haven's highest honor, the Bankers Cup Award in 1990. Ron's legacy can be found throughout Polk County, being the founding chair of the Polk County Tourist Development Council in the 80s and inducted into the Polk County Sports Hall of Fame in 2018 for his contributions in making Polk County a sports destination. In a way, our brand new field house and conference center wouldn't have been possible without Ron's foresight to understand the importance of investing in sports. The Tourist Development Council tax collections funded $11 million of the fieldhouse construction costs. Ron also served as executive director of the East Polk Committee of 100 from 1992 through 2007. In this role, he headed economic development efforts in East Polk County. His engagement in that role made him a wonderful choice for CSX, who tapped him in 2007 to help manage community relations to develop what we now know as the CSX Intermodal Logistics Center in Winter Haven. Perhaps one of Ron's greatest legacies for our chamber organization was his role in founding the Leadership Winter Haven program, one of Florida's first leadership programs, now in its 40th year. As recently as just a few years ago, Ron continued to be engaged in interviewing candidates for the program. Ron rarely missed a chamber annual meeting, and it's hard to start this passing of the gavel without him making a joke about being the first to kick it off. We will miss his laughter and his engagement in the community, but we will honor him by continuing his legacy, dreaming big for the future of this community.
Lance Anastasia, 8384.
Rex Cowan, 1986, 1987.
Bud Strang, 1989, 1990.
Juan Macashan, 1992, 1993.
Richard Strawn, 93, 94.
Dr. Fisher, 97, 98.
Judy Cleaves, 2000, 2001.
Mark Turner, 2001, 2002.
Brad Dancer, 2002, 2003.
Mike Compton, 2004, 2005.
Bonnie Parker, 2006, 2007.
Sam Kilbrew, 2007, 2008.
Saritha Tinsley, 2008, 2009.
Cindy Price, 2010, 2011.
Nelson Kirkland, 2011-2012.
Steve Chrisman, 2013-2014.
I'm Greg Littleton, and I was chair 2014-2015.
Debbie Harsh, 2015-2016.
Pat Hazelwood, 2016-2017.
Adrian Jones, 2017-2018.
Kevin Ashley, 2018-2019.
Artie Renee Pobjecky, 2019 to 2020.
Robert Lofton, 2020-2021. Good afternoon. It is my absolute honor to be serving as your 2020-2021 Chamber of Commerce Board Chairman. First, I want to thank Artie Renee Pobjecky for her leadership through this unprecedented year. As a business owner herself, she was an ever-present voice in how to respond to the crisis and supported the Chamber staff every step of the way. We want to recognize her by presenting her with this gavel to commemorate her year as Chamber Chair. Thank you, Artie.
Thank you.
As you well know, this year has been a challenge for all of us, and for many there is still uncertainty as to what the year ahead will hold. What I want to assure you is that your Chamber of Commerce will continue to be on the front lines doing what we do best, advocating for our businesses, helping to connect our members to the resources they need to be successful, and work to protect and improve the Winter Haven community's quality of life. One thing that has always impressed me about our Chamber is how future-focused we are. While your Chamber team pivoted into emergency mode in the spring of this year, your Board of Directors and Chamber staff has focused not only on arming you with information and resources for immediate relief, but also looking ahead to how we can create opportunity to help everyone in our community prosper. That will continue to be a primary focus in the coming year. That being said, Winter Haven continues to thrive and grow in many segments of our community. Our population growth continues at an average rate of 4%. Single-family home permits are projected to hit an all-time high by the end of this year. And there is a flurry of new business recruitment and existing business expansion in the pipeline over the next 12 months. When we gather together in person in September of 2021 to celebrate the end of my tenure as chair, I am certain we will be applauding the resiliency of this community. My employer, Citizens Bank and Trust, is celebrating our 100th year in business in Polk County. Our company was formed after the difficult World War I years at a time when despair made way for innovation, entrepreneurship, and economic recovery. Today, the company remains family-owned as our founders' grandchildren continue the family tradition of careful decision-making that has carried the bank securely into the future. There are many parallels between Citizens Bank and Trust and the Winter Haven Chamber. Both organizations have dedicated over 100 years to advancing commerce and community in Polk County. Both organizations work incredibly hard to ensure our customers and members get a return on the investment they make with us. And both organizations are committed to doing whatever we can to help our community's businesses come out of 2020 stronger than ever. Thank you for joining us today for this virtual Celebrate Winter Haven event. Thank you for your investment in the Winter Haven Chamber, and most importantly, your active engagement. Together, we'll make Winter Haven the best place to live, work, play, raise a family, and be in business.